Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The eldest Duggar daughter, Jana, is 31 years old and still single. This time last year, Cheat Sheet reports on 4 fan theories about why counting on Jana Duggar doesn't seem to have a courtship in sight. Keep reading to revisit those fan theories. And a more recent one. First off, fans speculate that counting on Father Jim Bob doesn't allow Jan to court. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have 19 children. There are 9 girls and 10 boys. The youngest, Josie, is 11 years old. Notably, out of the 19 children, 9 of them have spouses, with 9 Duggar children married. That still leaves 10 younger children home. Therefore, fans speculate that Jim Bob and Michelle need Jana at home to help with all the young children. Ultimately, this wouldn't be the first time fans suggest that Jim Bob plays a large part in his children's life decisions. The next fan theory is that Jana doesn't want children raising to fame from a show called 19 Kids and Counting. It isn't a surprise that the Duggar family doesn't believe in birth control. With that in mind, the common trend among married Duggar children is that they have their first child before their first wedding anniversary. It is serviceable that since Jana grew up in a large family, she may not want that for herself. However, this is nearly fan speculation, and Jana has not confirmed this. Probably one of the more controversial fan speculations about Jana Duggar is that she is in a relationship with a female friend. Unlike the other fan theories, Jana denies this theory herself. In 2019, Jana takes to Instagram to deny any sort of romantic relationship with her best friend Laura D. This came after Laura spent a few months living at the Duggar home. Not only that, but pinning down any sort of courtship timeline seems to be difficult when it comes to Jan Duggar. Jana has been linked to bringing up Zach Bates. She has also been linked to Chad Payne, a mystery man named Andrew, and a family friend, Jonathan Hartono. This most recent fan theory about why Jan Duggar is still single comes from a Duggar fan page on Instagram called Duggar Bator Confessions. From the looks of this Instagram, people anonymously send in their thoughts and theories about the Duggars and Bates. This most recent confession is on the topic of Jana. The confession theorizes some things based on Jan Duggar birth order. She is the eldest daughter, so she is automatically a fix. And people please starts the confession. One of the comments points out that someone thinks they are a psychologist, which they may be, and we don't know it due to the anonymity of the Instagram page. Next, the confession speculates on why Jana isn't married. She is probably not married because she wants to help mom and dad for as long as there are little girls in the house, so that she can make sure the same thing does not happen to them by the boys in the house. This is a throwback mention to the Josh Duggar abuse scandal. Lastly, the confession theorizes that Jana does not need physical intimacy. The confession reads she does not need physical intimacy in the same way and may not ever marry. However, the next part of this confession is kind of confusing with the closeness she has with her twin brother. He fulfills a need of having a close male, not sexually of course, and Abby probably is her closest sister-in-law, and their daughter in a way feels closer than a niece. In closing, the confession admits that they feel bad for Jana. I hope one day she lives her life to the fullest, reads the post. Ultimately, this alludes to the fact that you have to marry to live a full happy life. Jana Duggar, the eldest daughter of the Duggar family, has been a sort of fascination for fans of 19 Kids and Counting on for years. While her younger siblings have married and started families, Jana at 34 remains single, a status that sparked endless speculation in a family where marriage typically comes early, especially for the women. Jan's decision to remain unmarried stands out, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. In fact, her life choices might reflect her desire for independence, personal fulfillment, and non-traditional path that defies the expectations placed on her by both her family and fans. For many fans of the Duggar family has been a point of curiosity. The Duggar children typically marry young, often in their early 20s, after following the family's courtship. Rules a process that involves chaperone dates and no physical intimacy before marriage, but despite being of age for many years and having no shortage of suitors, according to Duggar family elderly. Jana has yet to tie the knot. This has led to numerous rumors over the years, with fans speculating about everything from failed courtships to overly protective parents. But the real reason Jana isn't married could simply be that she doesn't feel ready or she hasn't found the right person, and that's perfectly okay. While the Duggar family's values heavily emphasize marriage and motherhood, there's no rule that says everyone has to follow the same timeline. Jan's decision to remain single, at least for now, could be her way of ensuring that when she does marry, it will be the right decision for her. In interviews and on social media, Jana has remained relatively private about her personal life, but she has spoken about waiting for the right person. "I know how it feels to wait for Prince Charming to come along. I've had friends who've gotten married one by one and have been in those moments where you're like, what's going on?" she told Us Weekly in 2021. Yet Jan remains patient and seems content with her life, which is full of family friendships and personal interests, one of the key factors that might explain Jana's choice to remain single is her deep-rooted sense of independence. In a family where women are often encouraged to marry young and start families, Jana has chosen a path that allows her to explore her passions and maintain a level of autonomy while she still lives at home with her parents. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. Jana has carved out a life for herself that includes her own projects and responsibilities. For instance, Jana has become known for her talent in home design and gardening. She frequently shares updates on Instagram about her home improvement projects, often documenting her handiwork as she builds furniture, decorates rooms, or cultivates her garden. These activities showcase not only her creativity, but also her independence, a quality that stands out in a family where many women have focused primarily on raising children. Moreover, Jana plays a key role in her family, often helping to care for her younger siblings and nieces and nephews. Over the years, she's become known as this second mom of the Duggar household, frequently assisting with homeschooling, household chores, and family activities. While some fans have expressed concern that Jana may feel obligated to stay single to help her family, it's possible that she's found fulfillment in her role without feeling pressured to marry, simply because it's expected of her. Jana's independence, combined with her ambition, suggests that she's not in a rush to settle down. She's focused on finding someone who complements her life, rather than rushing into a relationship simply to meet expectations. While the Duggars are known for their deeply conservative Christian beliefs, Jana's decision to remain single may reflect her desire to break away from some of the family's more rigid traditions. In the Duggar world, women are typically expected to marry young, have children, and dedicate their lives to raising large families. But Jana's life so far suggests that she may want more than the traditional role her parents have envisioned for one. Jana's independence and passion for home design hint at a woman who wants to make her mark on the world. In her own way, she's proven herself to be highly skilled, qualities that don't necessarily fit into the traditional mold of Duggar women becoming homemakers and stay-at-home moms right after marriage. By choosing not to marry early, Jana may be asserting her desire to carve out her own identity before she considers sharing her life with someone else. There's also the possibility that Jana's faith, while important to her, may not align perfectly with the more conservative aspects of her family's beliefs. While Jana has never openly spoken about any ideological differences between herself and her parents, it's worth considering that her decision to remain single could reflect a more modern or personal approach to relationships, one that values emotional readiness and self-awareness over societal or familial pressure. One of the most admirable things about Jana is that she doesn't appear to be in a rush to meet other people's expectations. Despite the constant speculation from fans and media about her marital status, she's chosen to live life on her own terms rather than succumbing to pressure from her family, community, or public. She's remained grounded in her own values, taking her time to find the right path for herself in a cult culture that often glorifies marriage and family as the pinnacle of a woman's achievements. Jana's decision to remain unmarried sends a powerful message: there's no one right way to live a fulfilling, meaningful life. For some, that may mean getting married and starting a family early, but for others like Jana, it could mean exploring personal interests, developing a career, and waiting for the right relationship on her terms. In a way, Jana's unmarried status is helping to redefine what success looks like for women within her community. Her life, though different from many of her siblings, is full of accomplishments, personal growth, and self-assurance. Instead of measuring her worth by her marital status, Jana seems to be focusing on what makes her happy and fulfilled in the present moment. Her decision to wait for the right partner rather than rushing into a relationship out of obligation is a reminder that success isn't defined by marriage or traditional roles. It's about finding peace, purpose, and joy in whatever path you choose. Ultimately, Jana Duggar's decision to remain single, at least for now, is not a failure, nor is it something that needs fixing. Instead, it's a reflection of her desire to live authentically on her own timeline. For her, that might mean taking the time to find the right person, or it could mean something else entirely. Whatever the future holds for Jana, it's clear that she's more than capable of creating a fulfilling, successful life, married or not.